Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Jay Speak. This week we cover my guitar collection, and we're going to split this into two parts. So today will be part one. We're going to talk about the Telecasters, because there's many of them, and then we'll do non-Telecasters, the Firebirds, the 335s, Les Pauls, acoustics, basses, all that kind of stuff. So it's split about 50-50 when it comes down to it, but let's take a look at the Telecasters. I talked a lot about Telecaster specifically, and I've talked about Friedman already, and what you're going to find today is a lot of Friedman Telecasters. Obviously some Fender Telecasters. So the first one, here we have a Mexican-made Chris Shiflett Telecaster, which I've talked a lot about. This has been modded. I put Gibson Memphis historic spec pickups in it. I got wiring, tone pots, and all that from 920D. Online, check them out if you haven't. Gutted all the electronics, replaced it all, and now I've got like a souped up mod Telecaster. It plays really well. So I guess let's start at the beginning. I had a white Chris Shiflett Telecaster, and that was years ago. Probably made one of my first videos with that guitar specifically for YouTube. Anyway, that kind of helped start it, and I had it and I sold it, and I thought it was a really nice guitar. So when a gold one popped up, because I like the Shoreline Gold, I bought it, and I figured, you know what, let's try to swap the pickups and do some things to it, and it's great. I don't know that I'll hold on to it. It was kind of a fun project to do. I mean, as far as getting my money back, I mean, I probably sunk 400 bucks into that thing. I don't know. If the price is right and you're interested, reach out. Probably the oldest guitar I have as far as when I received it was the American Professional Deluxe. I actually got that for Christmas from my wife. It's a great guitar. I love the Sonic Gray. It was one of those guitars that I found cruising Reverb, I think, and it was before they were officially released, and I had no idea what it was, and it was like, oh man, it's an American-made Telecaster Deluxe. And at the time, I played a lot of Gibsons, and I really wanted to try a Telecaster Deluxe, and this one popped up, and it was like, boom. She got it after I mentioned it, and I didn't know until Christmas. And it was under the tree, and it was behind the tree, behind all the other presents, so my kids and all that, and we usually do their Christmas presents first, and then it was like, oh, what's that? She like had me dig it out, and it was a guitar, which was awesome. You'll find a common theme. She has bought me a few guitars over the years. Yeah, so that's that one, and it's been with me a while. Now, I've been debating about selling it, so I don't know. I don't play it as much as some of my other Telecasters, so I feel like it's maybe time to move on. I will say overall that, you know, it's stuff. I try not to get emotionally attached to them anymore. I used to name all my guitars. This one I call Jane, because to me it was like a plain Jane. Continuing on with the Fender, here's a 2010 American Standard. Now this guitar, I did find this one at Chicago Music Exchange, and I picked it up and I bought a few guitars from those guys. This one came in modded, so it has 51 no-caster pickups in and a 4-way, so you can run both pickups in parallel or series, which is really cool. I saw it and I love Sienna Sunburst. I've always wanted a Fender Sienna Sunburst guitar, and this is it. It plays really well. I like the tonal options, and those pickups are killer. Moving on to Suhr. So my only Suhr guitar at this point is the Alt-T Pro. It has thornbuckers in it. Neck is super awesome. I really like the frets. It plays super well. I don't know. I think the most unique thing about it is the cool neck carve. I really like the bridge. The bridge is really good. But the pickups, man, these thornbuckers are sweet. And it's also got an F-hole too. So, yeah. Super cool guitar. Honestly, I think my least favorite thing about that guitar is the tortoiseshell pickguard. I think I'd like to see a different color combination. Well, like out of the grunge 90s era, the Jazz Masters that are like seafoam green with that pickguard. I'd love that combination. I don't know if I really like the black and the tortoise, but whatever. Moving on to Friedman's, which I've talked a lot about, so I guess it's going to get semi-repetitive. First, we have the Shoreline Gold Vintage T. Now, this guitar is really cool. It wasn't my first Friedman, but I found it on eBay. It's great. It's got classic pickups in it. It's got a 5-way selector switch, so you can run each pickup, and then you can run the outer coils of each pickup, which is a really unique feature. And actually the Suhr does that too, and I forgot to mention that. So I should compare, and probably will compare, both of these Telecasters because they're wired exactly the same. Different manufacturers, different pickups, the whole nine. So, but this is one of my favorite guitars. I use this one a lot for rehearsals and whatnot. I just love the way it sounds. It feels super good. And the common theme throughout all the Friedmans, so I won't say it every single time, is that they all feel amazing. All the necks are wonderful, very smooth. They feel like home, nice and worn in, and I love them. Next up is what I call this one Big Red. It's my latest purchase. I got it off one of the guys at the Gear Page. Same setup, but it's covered humbuckers. It's a Telecaster Deluxe style guitar, flaming neck, and it feels so good to play. So I got 2 guitars into it and I did it again. Awesome guitar. I use this one a lot too. It's a little brighter sounding, I think, a little snappier, so that's fun. Next up is the White Pine. It's sugar pine, and it's a maple neck, and this one probably feels a little more rougher and worn in, not as smooth feeling on the neck. The Friedman vintage T pickups, and they sound wonderful. I really like it. It's got a lot of like cut through. I've used this one live and it sounds great. I like the classic look of the white and the black. And the next one, it is a P90 equipped Telecaster. Now this one's kind of rare because it's non-relic. Friedman just doesn't do that as standard runs. Everything is typically relic. The P90s are great. It's got one of the best necks. The rosewood looks awesome on the guitar. Yeah, and it's this cool like copper color, and it matches my like Gibson non-reverse Firebird that's also copper, which is the reason why I ended up pushing over and getting it. I think it's a little more like muddy looking than copper. I don't know. I think you could argue that one. I like the P90s, maybe not for everything. They're noisy and, you know, they got that growl, so it's really cool. So that is a look at my Telecasters. Cover the rest of the guitars next week, as well as I got a couple basses in the studio and an acoustic. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want any other details about them, you know, please ask. And next week we'll cover part 2 of the guitar collection. And if you're interested in anything else, I guess let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Many more videos to come. Don't miss one sub.